Hey guys, Mr. P here. Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Hope you guys are well. And this video is a build guide, and today's build will be the Bloodied sneak build. I would just like to say a big thank you to everybody who has been supporting the channel. You guys are the best. And for everybody else, if you are liking the content and you're enjoying what you're seeing, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and it'll be a pleasure to have you on board the community. Okay, and on with the video now guys. So I'm using the Bloodied sneak build, and it's probably one of my favourite builds, and it's easy to assemble. I mean, you don't actually need to have an absolute god roll with a blooded weapon to run this build, so it's quite easy, beginner friendly. You can crit that so many times in this as well. It's insane. The damage that you can put out on some enemies is lethal. It's also, there's such a huge range of weapons that you could use for this build. Different types of rifles, whether they're automatic, semi-automatic. You are a bit of a glass cannon with this build, so if you do get detected, which is very rarely, I mean, as you can see, I haven't been detected yet, I'm just sneaking around. If an enemy does see you, you just crouch, and you will lose them straight away. But I will now do a short run through the West Tech Research Centre just to showcase this build off before I explain everything about it. I will leave timestamps in the description so you guys can just skip to any bit you want. Okay, moving on with our special, we have 1 in strength, we have 15 in perception, 1 in endurance, 7 in charisma, 8 in intelligence, 12 in agility, and 12 in luck. Okay, onto perks now. I'll first be showing you guys the build that you can use without any legendary perks, a bit more beginner friendly version. And then I will show you the build I use, which includes legendary perks also. Our first perk we want to slap on is Bandolier. It's quite nice having the reduced ammo weight. Next we will be grabbing all 3 of the commandos, just for the extra 60% damage. Then we will grab concentrated fire, just so I can target the head. And then we will be grabbing tank killer, because it will ignore 36% of the target's armour and has a 9% chance to stagger. In endurance we'll be grabbing radical, just for the extra strength. In charisma I grab inspirational for the 15% XP, because I'm always playing in a group of people. Tenderizer. Now this is a great perk because the target will receive much more damage, higher DPS and strange in numbers, which is great if your whole team is mutated too. Moving on to intelligence, we have Nerd Rage. When you are below 20 health you gain 40 damage resistance, you do an extra 20% damage and you get 15% AP regen as well. Then we have Gunsmith, just makes my gun more durable, doesn't break as fast. But you can change your cert to Demolition Expert as well if you are running a gun with explosives on it. Moving over to agility, I run Covert Operative. This will give me an additional 50% extra sneak attack damage at tier 3. Then we have sneak. I am 75% harder to detect while sneaking. Then we have adrenaline. Now this is a great perk because every time you kill an enemy up to 6 times you can deal more damage to the next enemy for 30 seconds. And it refreshes on each kill as well. And then we have escape artist. So every time I sneak or crouch I go invisible and lose aggro off the enemy. And finally onto luck, we start with Bloody Mess. This will give me another 15% bonus damage, which is very good for our DPS. Next we have Starch Genes, so I don't lose any of my mutations. Then we have Better Critical, so my VATS criticals now do an extra 100% damage. Then we got Critical Savvy, so my critical hits now only consume 55% of my critical meter. And then to finish it off we have Serendipity, and while I'm below 30% health, which I will be for this build, I have a 45% chance to avoid damage. Now onto legendary perks that I use. I'd recommend everybody use Follow Through as the first legendary perk you get for this build, as your range sneak damage increases damage to target by 20% for 10 seconds at tier 2. And then the other perks are up to you. I'm just going to go for all the special legendary perks just because I like the extra perks that I can equip. Now this is the build I use with the legendary perks equipped, so I've got Travelling Pharmacy there added. For the chems, weight reduction. I mean, you can use what you want really, it's just a better quality of life perks. Also for the commando ones, if you do want to use a semi-automatic rifle, then you can use the Master, Expert and normal rifleman perks instead. I then chucked on Fireproof as well, so when I'm fighting the Scorch Beast Queen, her damage, which is fire damage, won't harm me as much. I then have Scrapper, which is another just quality of life perk, and Chemist as well. I then have Gun Fu. Now Gun Fu really works well with Adrenaline. They synergize quite well with each other because with Gun Fu you kill a target, it'll automatically switch over to another target. And also does extra damage on the kill as well. So if I kill one target, it will do 10% on the next. Kill another one, it will do 20% on the one after, and then 30%. But then moving on to our mutations that I'll be using. Now the 3 that I recommend that you use are the Adrenal Reactions. I get a plus weapon damage at low HP. Also the Chameleon, so I'm invisible in combat if I'm stationary and unarmoured. And then finally the Marsupial, just so I get the extra carry weight and the jump height as well. I know some of you new players are probably wondering how people can jump so high, but that is the Marsupial Serum. Now I like using the Fixer. I have a pretty decent roll on my Fixer, but you can use a plasma gun, a submachine gun, a Tesla rifle. Just make sure you have the Bloodied perk on it. Onto the armour, I am using a full set of Unyielding. It doesn't have to be anything special, these are just little bits of armour that I've picked up over time. But ideally I would like to get the Unyielding Secret Service armour eventually. But that is it for today's video, guys. Appreciate all you for watching. If you like what you see and you would like to see more, please hit that like and subscribe button, it would really help out the channel. And until next time, take care and have a great week.